That's right. Once again, good evening to everyone watching us live on SVTV Africa on Facebook. Very soon, we will be, after the interview, you will see us live on YouTube channel as well, SVTV Africa on YouTube. My name, Evans Amewugaga, and as you know, every day, each and every day, we're celebrating our heroes, our stars. They have done a lot for Mother Ghana. And today, we have one person who started his career from Brekum in the Brong-Ahafo region, where he played for Brekum Arsenal. He have applied his trade in England. He's the only one player that have played for 3 clubs, more than 2 clubs in England: West Ham, Fulham, and Leicester City. He has played 89 matches for the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars of Ghana. JP4, they call him. His name, John Paintsil. John, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you're also fine.
I'm very fine, thank you.
Fantastic. The name Paintsil, mostly people are confused. Is it an Akan name?
Yeah, it's an Akan name. It's a fancy name, Paintsil. Yeah, so Paintsil is my sign name.
So, which part of Brong-Ahafo do you come from?
Actually, I'm not from Brong-Ahafo. I grew up in Brong-Ahafo because my dad was a police officer. He was stationed on that side. So people believe that I'm from Brong-Ahafo, but I'm a Fanti. That's why I have Paintsil as my sign name.
Which part of Fanti?
Ejuma Kubesiasi.
Okay, just after Gomwa, that area.
Winneba, Swedro, that side, Makesim, yeah.
Oh, okay. So what took you all the way from Ejuma Kubesiasi to Brekum?
Yeah, like I said, my dad was a police officer, and I was schooling in Koforidua. So when it's a vacation, I always go to Brong-Ahafo Brekum to visit my father. So that's where I was discovered that I can play for Brekum Arsenals. And then I started playing for Brekum Arsenal from 3rd division to Premiership.
3rd division. But I recently read something in the news, and you were like, Brekum Arsenal was built because of me, John Paintsil. How true is that?
Yeah, it was true. They used to play like in the school park, boys around. But when they found me, like okay, anytime I go to Brekum to visit my father, I always join those boys to play. And one day we had a friendly match against BA United at that time, which the game was very good. I dribbled everyone, I dribbled the goalkeeper and then score. So one of the guys, his name is Ariman, and he was there with a Fanga and then Otemu, that's how they call them. The young boys who were coming up, yeah, they were doing well in terms of financing and all that. So they were believing that, okay, we have John Paintsil, and the way he's playing, I think we can build a team around him. And then I think they spoke to one of their brothers who was staying in England, Arsenal supporter. Then said, we want to build a team here because we've got one inspector's son is very, very, very good, and we can build a team around. And then the guy didn't hesitate. He said, okay, yeah, let's do it. So he always comes home with football boots, jerseys, Arsenal's jerseys. So Brekum Arsenals were using Arsenal jerseys, the original one from England.
So which means the team was built before Alhaji Yakumuru took full charge of the team.
Oh yes, those young boys built a team from 3rd division, 2nd division, then 1st division. 1st division was a bit tough for them. There wasn't any money to push. That's where Alhaji Yakubu Moro came in to support. And when he came, he made sure that he paid all the debts for all the players that haven't been paid for a while. So he paid all of us, and then he took the team. But he still worked in hand with those boys, which was very, very good. And then I think after 2 seasons, he was able to bring the team to Premiership.
During those days, when you come to Accra, we have teams like Mighty Victory, Mamobi Midland, and then Mighty Jets, you know, those coast football. It was very attractive here. During those days in Brekum, how was it like?
No, it was tough. I mean, around Brong-Ahafo, we have BA United, Kintampo United, and we have Bofakwa United. And there was a lot of pro sports in Brekum, and those two pro sports and Brekum Arsenals, anytime they meet, it's like Hearts and Kotoko. It was very tough. So it wasn't easy for us to at that time come up from first division to Premiership. It was very, very competitive. Was a good one. Was a tough one. And Brekum was like until now, Brekum is a big city, and with a lot of people, a lot of you will see a different kind of tribes in Brekum, because it's like a central for Brona Havo. When you're not talking about Sunyane or Doma or anything, but Brekum is a decent city that deserves to have a Premiership.
Wow, you can send your messages and then any question you want to ask, John Paintsil is ready and he's going to answer that for you. Now, Paintsil, during those days, we have Apostles of Power Soccer, Be United, as you mentioned, a lot of clubs, they're doing well. Brekum Arsenal was one of those teams. Now, today, Brekum Arsenal is in first division. When you sit back and look at those days when you were playing in the Premiership, today they are suffering in the Division 1 league. What will you say about the club?
Yeah, I mean, them being in first division, I think first division side is also a decent place to be. But Premiership is where every player want to be. Every chairman want to put his team. Like I said earlier on one of the stations, that Yakubu Molo has been doing well. He's been doing well since when I used to play there, and it's a one man show. It's not like he have any sponsorships from anywhere that money is coming from some company to support him. It's only him, and he have only one job, or let's say. So if you don't get money from the board or anything, it's difficult. Players want their salary, and if you can't afford to pay good players, the players will leave you and go. But if you don't have good players, you always go down, and then, the team will be relegated. But if there's money in the system, in the team, you're paying your players well, players are comfortable, good players want to come to a team that pays good. So I pray that one day people will come to the aid of Brekum Arsenal, because everybody in Ghana love Brekum Arsenal because they play good football. But now it's about financial thing and all that. But I know Yakubu is trying his best to bring the team back to Premiership. So he needs support. He needs our support. Myself, I need to support him, and whatever I can do to help him, I will do it. But I will use this opportunity also to speak to the big men, the companies in Ghana. They should try and support the clubs in Ghana. Because when you go to South Africa, this is what is happening. They get a lot of sponsors, people coming, companies, giving boots, jerseys, and then putting some of money to the club. And the same money that they will use to pay the players. So it's good that you ask this question, and it's something that on my heart that I want to bring it out. But Yakubu is doing well.
Looking at the standard of play in our Premier League currently, in fact, those days when you have Brekum Arsenal, you were one of the fantastic teams. I can say now, Brekum Chelsea, one way or the other, have taken the shine over Brekum Arsenal, and they are doing very well in the league. The standard of play in Brekum, I want to center it around the northern part of Ghana. Talking about Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, Ashanti Gold, and then we have like 5 teams in the Brahafo region now in the Premier League. Brekum Arsenal, Brekum Chelsea, I beg your pardon. Then we have team like Doma Ahinkru, Ediana Stars, and then we have 11 Wonders also doing well. And Techiman City, these are the clubs that are doing very well currently in Brekum. During your days, you have Brekum Arsenal, Apostles of Power Soccer, Be United, and co. The Ediana Stars have now qualified going to the CAF Champions League. Putting all these things together, Brahafo football and Adriana Stars going into the Champions League, do you think they can make Brahafo proud?
They can, because Doma Hinkru is a city that they don't give up. They are fighters. They love football. I remember during my time, it's a city that when you go, whether you win or not, you feel that you have come to Doma Hinkru. They will do everything possible to take 3 points. And for them to come all the way to this stage, that reminds me that they are tough. They won't give up so easy. And then their chairman is also doing well for bringing them to this level. because to my understanding is that the man is looking after the boys very well. He pay them. He make sure that everyone eats very well, eat good, train good, go home, rest, and come back. So if you have all this, I don't think you go wrong. Of course, they are going to make the whole Brown and Half people proud, and then to also Ghanaians. They only need our support. I mean, since they are representing Ghana and then Ghana football, I think we all have to come together and put heads to heads and then support them.
That is it. You heard it right here from on SVTV Africa from the man we call John Paintsil. You can send your messages as I said earlier on. Now, a little bit away from Brown Half. You are born and bred. Even though you stayed your life in Brown Half really region, Central region. Apart from where you come from, apart from Ebusian Dwarfs who are currently doing well in the league, you can't see any team from Central region.
Yeah, we can't see any team from Central region. There's a lot of teams, but it's just like their lower division. And now things are changing. People are fighting. Teams are coming up. So we believe very soon, maybe 6 or 5 teams will lift up from Central region very soon. Now Dwarf is back, and which we are very proud of it. And they have a nice stadium. We are just praying that the team stay in the league and then do well in the league, so we can also get good players coming around and then winning league matches, winning some trophies. Then the young clubs that are building up also follow the footsteps of Ebusian Dwarfs.
So you think apart from Ebusian Dwarfs, I left Elmina Sharks. Elmina Sharks is also have also qualified into the Premier League. Apart from them, you believe we can have another 3 teams that can also qualify from Central region to the Premier League?
We can, since these 2 teams have already been in the Premiership, which they are going to do well, and that will also attract the young boys to follow their footsteps, because when there's no leader, it's always difficult, tough to bring good out of the youngsters. Because now seeing Dwarfs playing and then other club coming in, 2 clubs, I think it's amazing. It's Premiership, having 2 in the same city, it's good. So it will motivate those who are coming. And like I said, we are proud of them.
Not too long ago, we had a chat with Steven Tonado Apia, and he said him, for example, and other couple of players, they have the contacts. They have what it takes to pull sponsors on board for the Ghana Premier League. As we talking currently, we don't have sponsor on our Premier League. You have also excelled very well in across the globe. Do you think when the opportunity is given to you to drive something for Mother Ghana so that we get good league, as in structure-wise and everything, are you ready to take up that mantle?
Yeah, it's important. I mean, we started from here, and then what I know is never forget where you come from. We started from here in Ghana, and we are back. So whatever we went out there to learn, we have to bring it out. We have to bring it back to our people and then teach them and instill in them so that they can also use it to become proper people. And also talking about the structure, sponsorship and all that, I believe in Tonado Apia because he was a great leader when I used to play with him in the national team, and then he got huge influence on a lot of companies inside here and outside. But the question is, clubs need to structure their team very well so that when people are coming, when investors are coming, they know that, okay, we know we are putting our money in something that will even fetch for us in the future. Because if investors are coming to put their money in and then later find out that the account for the club is in the chairman's name, is in one particular person's name, that's not the company. The company has to have its own accounts and then also have its own marketer, managers, accountants, and coaches, assistant coach. How much you pay the player? Every player must have his own CV, his own file, so medical report, medical history. So if the investors are coming, they want to see all this. So the money that we are paying, where is the money going? Because the same money that you'll be using to pay the players, how much do you pay the player? When was the last time? The player's pay slip. It's all important for them to have it on board. So if all these are working, like I've been to South Africa, and these things that I've mentioned is there. They have it all. So they won't go wrong. Every year there will be money coming. Because the investors want to see, putting my money here, I know is going for a good cause. It's not going to one person's pocket. You understand? So I think if we can work on this and then educate ourselves a bit on what the things that I'm saying, I think the sponsors, people coming in to support the league will be much better. Like when we used to watch previous leagues, when Emmanuel Kofor used to play, Stephen Appiah himself used to play for Hasselhoff. That time the league was superb because it was ABC who was sponsoring the league, and it was great. And also, beautiful football also attract people to come in, or attract the fans to come in, put their money in and watch every game, every week, every midweek. You understand? But if you are not playing good football, every second the ball goes to throw, every second the ball goes to corner, and the ball will be ballooning in the air and all that. You know, this is a high time that we need to start playing good football, entertainment, clean game, beautiful goals to attract the fans and the people around to come in and support our league.
That doesn't mean, talking about good football, doesn't mean we don't have the those days when you have talents. Doesn't mean the talents are no more.
The talents are there, but like I said, it's up to we, the new coaches we are coming, to put the good structure, build the players, pay player to player, not just a player who don't understand the information. Every team, every coach has his own tactics, but the player must understand what you want him to give. This thing have to come from the coach. The players are there, their talents, but the rest is the coach to coach them, to polish them, to play very good football. Football, a game that will entertain our fans. Fans want to see more goals, want to see more skills. I mean, players doing what is not like fans won't expect the player to do, you know. So it's up to the new coaches we are coming to also put it in them, whilst the chairmans, the club are building good structure. The coaches is going to play more impact in this game. But once we start playing good football, good goal scoring and all that, having one striker scoring 30 goals per season, then you can see, okay, our football is coming. You know, we build from local to under 17 and 20. Then we get to the national side. So we need to rebuild. Yeah,
that's right. John Paintsil for you, JP4 they call him. Now, talking about coaching, how will you rate the standard of coaching now in our Premier League?
Well, I can't say much about coaching because every coach has his own philosophy, you know, how he wants his players to play and all that. But with the coaches part, I don't think I'll be able to say something about it.
Now, you were speaking about the structure. Clubs should structure, club chairman should structure the clubs very well. A lot of times when you're speaking to people, everyone is like, GFA Negubo no, GFA Nasebo no. So you have brought a new direction into the market now. You're telling us club chairmen are supposed to do something right. When you sit back, do you think the FA is okay and can shift the blame onto the club chairmen who are running the various clubs? That is why the league is suffering.
Yeah, I'm not shifting the blame to club chairmen or GFA because at the end of the day, FA, there's a money that FA will give to the clubs before the league starts. But you can't always focus on the money that the FA is going to give because, of course, if the league don't have sponsorships, then how is the FA going to pay you? Like we're saying, because if FA give you $5,000, the rest is up to you, the chairman, and then your team. Because $5,000 you can't use that $5,000 to pay all the players. But like I said, build a good structure, have everything in place. So when you invite people to come in and support the team, you know that you have people who are coming. Sponsors' money, you have to pay the players. Not you, the chairman, using your pocket money to pay the players. It doesn't work like that. The team is for you, it's fine, but it's for people. Every club is for the fans and for people who love football. So, like, yes, we are educating ourselves, we are learning, but this is what I learned when I went to overseas. Like you see Chelsea, Manchester, paying players with a lot of money. It's not coming from one person's pocket. They have sponsors. The money is coming from different angles. Then they put it together. So 20 million is not from one person's pocket that you feel like this money is too much, but it's a board. So the clubs must have a board, and then sometimes decide what to do, what not to do, what to do, what not to do. You know, because like I mentioned, if a player have a medical records, he have his file, he has his pay slip. When the player is traveling or he want to do something, it's easy for the player to go. Because sometimes, how many players that you can say, okay, a month we are paying this player this into his account? How many Ghanaian footballers have credit card in their pocket or in their hand? They don't, because they don't receive money from the bank. But when the money is going to the bank, like their salary, at least they know, okay, I'm taking 5 and then I'm saving this. We are helping them. In South Africa, the players are comfortable. They don't want to travel to Europe because there's money in South African football. They pay them well. Everything, they have insurance. They insure them. They have pay slip. They have bank account. They have bank statements. So when you have this, you feel like, okay, you're in Europe. The same thing they do in Europe. So if South Africans are doing, we Ghanaians can also copy it and do it. There's nothing wrong by copying somebody, making sure that your thing goes well. But we can't rely on only GFA to give us something for us to build. Like I said, let's learn from here.
Wow, interesting. You can see the man have learnt a lot way back when he applied his trade in on the field. Now, we're still on the Premier League. You've spoken about the standard of play. Players have to lift up their performance, and then structure-wise, club chairmen have to do a lot. Elsewhere, for example, I can say Nigeria, for example, you could see government plays a lot of role in the development of their football. In Ghana here, for government, you see government coming into support when the Black Stars is going for a tournament or the national teams are going for a tournament. But for the Premier League sides or club football, it's difficult. Looking at this, what can we do so that we get government on board?
That's why we have to do well with ourselves. Let's prove ourselves. Let's prove that, okay, if government come in and to support us, government will also consider that, okay, they deserve for us to go on board and also help. But if you can't help yourself, you can't wait or go to your father and say, no, I want this, I want that. If your father give you that money and you misuse it, or you see that, okay, even your school, when your results come, it's always F. So using money to support you, sometimes you might think, okay, why don't you stop and then do some handwork so that we can save some money? Because now your father can see that you are not good in school. So we will try to find, maybe do handwork, money, that something that can fetch you money every day, instead of spending more time in school, misusing money. So that's an example. So let's do well in our clubs, chairmen, managers, let's do well. But when things are going well, nobody will stop the government to come and support. That's how I understand it. Let's prove ourselves, let's do our own thing, and then wait for what will happen.
JP4, they call him John Paintsil. Now, John, what I read, I know you started as a midfielder. All of a sudden, you were turned into a right fullback, and you did exceptionally well there. What changed? What happened? And you changed from midfield to defense.
Yeah, it's a long story, but yeah, I'll try it and cut it short. Yeah, it was Coach Yike Afrani, the late Yike Afrani, may his soul rest in peace. He was the one that switched me to a right fullback because he saw something in me that he think, okay, I was the right person to be part of his team, his men who played 2001 in Argentina, which I was one of the strikers and the midfielders. He found out that there was a lot of midfielders and the strikers, so he decided to push me to right back and see how I would perform. But when he put me at the right back, he could see that right back was even better than the midfield or me being attacker.
Wow, interesting. And how do you fare over there? Because your entire career, if no one tells you this guy was a midfielder, you will never believe it. How did you fare at the right back position?
Yeah, in the beginning it was tough because, like I said, he just called me, John, get up. I stood up and then he said, tomorrow you are playing as a right back. If you can't play right back or if you don't perform, you are going back to Ghana. At that time, he was camping in Germany. It was the last friendly match against Germany under 20 before the team would travel to Argentina. So I was a bit down. I started thinking, stressing myself, and my teammates came. They touched my shoulder. That John, relax, chill, everything will be okay. You'll be okay. Then the next day we went to the game. So I focused. I just listened to him. What he asked me to do, I was doing exactly it. But there was one thing I did on my own. There was a situation, one-on-one situation, and I feel like, okay, now the team is losing. We're losing one, and it was about 5 minutes to go. So when I got close to the center, I said I'll take a risk. So I take the man on one-on-one. I dribble him. I pass him. Another one came. I pass him. Another one. So 3 players. I pass all of them, and then make a cutback to Derek Boateng, and he finished. So it was 1-1. So after the game, Yika Fano was happy. And then what he said, I remember was, now I have my back 4. That was it.
Wow. Very interesting from John Paintsil. For a young player at that time to take up such challenge, it tells me the level of intelligence and also how ready you are to die for Mother Ghana. The current group of players that we have, both local and international, how do you see them? The Black Stars players, national, the youth level players, and even a club, those who are playing in Ghana here. How do you see the level of intelligence, pride to play, and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I started coaching, and then I'm with one of second division team, Vision Espoir. They are in Pantan Village. And then the kind of players, the young stars that you can see the way they are playing, it's amazing. You can see there's a talent in our country, in our football, but they only need coaching. Because when I say coaching means go and teach the players how to play football only. The players must also know that being a footballer, you also need to be a better person. When you have a good heart, you have a humility, it's very, very important in a player's life. So as a coach, you coach them and then you teach them. Every coach has to be a teacher because you must teach them, you must coach them. Seeing these players, they are fantastic. Some of them, before you can see that they have the body language, but playing, getting one-on-one, skillful, and then all that, it was tough. So you only need to get them together, let them understand what you want them to do. Let them understand this situation, this is what you have to do. Let them understand that training time, it's most important thing in every player's life. Game time, it's most crucial that you must take it. Like you don't have to even joke with it. So Ghana, we have talent. We have footballers that need good coaches. That the coaches will bring them right, and very soon, no country will stand as the kind of players that I'm been seeing lately. If we get time, if we have time to bring them, let them understand the football, and when they are playing, where are they going to? They must understand. You have your parents. They've been looking after you until now. So it's high time if you want to play football. There's money in football. Make it. Look after your people, your mother, your father. Build a house for them. Buy a car for them. This is what they want from you. Nothing more. Make them proud. So player must understand that you are playing for a purpose. You're not just playing in the morning, you wake up, you jog to the training, you play matches, you come home. No, you are doing that for something.
John Paintsil, JP4. In fact, I'm waiting here. You can send your messages. Any question you want to ask him, he's ready to answer it for you. Live on SVTV Africa, celebrating our heroes. SVTV chat with me, Evans Amewu Gaga. You can call me Chief Ame. Now, try the chat. Coaching. When did you realize you can coach?
Yeah, I realized when I went to South Africa playing for Santos. That was when I decided from England that, okay, it's getting to the time, because in football, age is when the moment you reach 35, 34, you know that your speed won't be the same like when you used to run up and down, up and down. Once you feel that, you need to advise yourself, when are you retiring? After retiring, what next? So when I went to South Africa, I said, okay, this is a nice place to be. Cape Town, Santos FC. Then I started playing and then coaching the boys, and also asked where I can do my coaching badge. So the Santos chairman, Ali Golam, he also showed me where I can. So I was doing the courses at the same time playing. So I played one NFD, first division, and the following season I moved to Maritzburg United, a premiership. So there too, I met a coach, Steve Compella. He was coaching me, he was my coach. And then what I do is, players, when they ask them to come to training starts 9:30. 9 o'clock, you see them coming. So they always wait 30 minutes to training. They have to be there, which is not it. In Europe, you have to be there 1 hour, 30 minutes before training start. Then you can do your own stretching, go to the gym. Any part of your body that you feel like you need to be stretched, you stretch and prepare yourself. So when the coach comes, it won't be tough for you. Your warm-up will testify that you are ready. And when the coach says that, you know that, okay, I don't have to do much on these players. They're already warm. So I took my time, started doing that on my own. I didn't force anybody, any player to follow me. Hour, 30 minutes before training start, I'm there. Sweating, warming up with the ball and all that. Then Muhammad Anas from Ghana, he followed. Then the players start following. Then it got to a time, 4 players will be there, hour, 30 minutes before. So by the time the coach gets to the field, everybody is warm. So he don't do much. He will only bring his tactics, just stretching with the fitness coach. Then we're on. So when he moved to Kaizer Chiefs, we were still in touch. I was contacting him, try to have some few words, tactics and all that. Then he said, John, when are you going off? And I said, no, this year I'm hanging up my boots. He said, okay, that's good. I think I can work with you because I know you have it. I saw it when you're doing in Maritzburg, which he never said anything about it when I was coaching those boys. So he had it in the back of his mind that John can be a coach in the future. So Steve Compella played a lot of a big role in me coming as a young coach. So he invited me to come and be his assistant in Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa, which I went, and then we worked together. Everything was successful for one season, which the club was 4th position. So I have learned a lot under Steve Compella, Roy Hodgson, Alan Pardew, Alan Kebisri, and then so on and so on. Even the national team coaches, Afrani, them. So I think I've got what it takes to become a coach because I've learned and then I've worked with a lot of big coaches in the world.
Interesting. So what licenses do you have now?
Right now I have a B and then I have a D. Yes. So now what we are looking for is waiting for when Ghana will open for the license A, then we will all go for it. Because a lot of retiring players who are waiting for that badge. So we're still waiting.
John Paintsil. Now, and Kaizer Chiefs, we heard a lot of stories. What really happened?
A story that I don't want to talk about it because it pisses me off. Yeah, it's all about, so much lie about it. So I'll just leave it, not to even talk about it at all.
JP for John Paintsil, we are celebrating him today live on SVTV Africa. SVTV chat. You can send your messages and we will read it for John Paintsil and he is going to answer you. Now, recently you said one day you will take upon yourself and be the coach of the Black Stars. Whilst you're waiting for the Lions A coaching career, are you in touch with Coach Akwesi Appiah?
Oh yeah, I met him during the CAF Awards night. Spoke to him, and then after that, a week later, I called him. I spoke to him, and yeah, I really want to meet him because Ghana national team is not like a club side; it's a big thing. Black Stars is a big name that when you go to Europe, people don't play with that name. So if you have somebody that you are close to, and he's the one that doing that job, I think it's good to go to him and then learn, pick some pieces from him and add to what you have. Like I said, there's nothing wrong from learning from somebody or copy somebody's move. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm speaking to him, but we still have to meet. I'm waiting for his free time. Then I'll go and meet him and then take my book and my pen. Let's go and put some dots down. Yeah.
Talking about great coaches you've worked with, you just mentioned the names, Alan Pardew, Alan Kabishili, so on and so forth. Who to you was there? You rate him as, this is my number one coach in my career?
Oh, that's Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson, he was also English coach, England, and he was the one that makes me understand that football, being consistent is the most important thing in football's career, and how you look after yourself, playing, let's say, 3 games in a week. It wasn't easy. Playing Europa Cup, the League Cup, and then also local Cup League and all that. This man managed me very well, and I was one of the players that he never dropped me and never sit on the bench. I played all the game throughout to the Europa Cup final, and I also learned a lot of things from him. So even as at now, being a coach, I use a lot of his methods. I use it, the way he trained us. My boys, I train them the same, which they love it, they're enjoying it. Because players need to rest their legs and all that, but depending on how you train them. Like I said, coaching, you have to coach and become a teacher. And you have to also be a teacher. That's Roy. Roy will coach you and then he will teach you. And he's disciplined.
Roy Hodgson is his best coach ever in his career. John Paintsil said so, live on SVTV Africa. Now, there are lots of coaches. I've not read that coaching course book, but for what we are hearing, you know that, oh, this coach is a defensive coach. This coach is an attacking coach. This coach develops the youth. Which one do you want to be?
No, there's no such. Coach to play and score. There's no coach who is defensive. Maybe he will build from the back. He will wait for the opponent to bring the ball. Some like to attack the opponent side when they receive the ball. Counter attack, quick transitions. There's some of the coaches want. Some coaches like to play 4-1-3-2 up front, which you will never see what they are doing. Some prefer to play 2 in front of the back 4, and some also want to play 4-4-2. But 4-4-2 is also quick for the team to score quick goals, early goals, but also possibility to concede early. You understand? So it's tactics. It depends. Coaches will watch an opponent's game, then he will come in and with his strategy. Okay, this team is playing what? 4-4-2. So what do I do? Okay, this team like to build from the back. What do I do? I won't let them play from the back. So we push up, they play long, we get it down, then we play. So it's not about this coach like defensive, this one want to attack. Every coach want to play to win.
I am learning a lot from him today, and I'm sure you're also learning a lot as well. Now, as a young boy who was playing for Breku Masna, all of a sudden the contract came in. You were a UK boy, played for West Ham, Fulham, Leicester City, playing in England, the EPL, the excitement, the zeal and all that around it. How is the EPL like? You have been there, so you can let us know how it looks like.
No, it was nice. It was great. Playing the English Premier League. And it's the game that will also educates you, teach you a lot of things in football. Because there's no time to waste on the ball. It's a quick game. I joined West Ham United from Hapoel Tel Aviv in Israel. And then from Maccabi to Hapoel Tel Aviv. And when I was in Israel, I used to watch Premiership. So I was even looking forward to play from France or Italy before moving to England, because England was the top. If you were playing for Premiership at that time, you were very big. big player. Seeing Wakukanu them, Ujeji Okocha, watching also Michael Essien when he used to play there for Chelsea, and he was doing so well. Drogba came in, you know, from West Africa. So when you watch this boy, you said, okay, these boys are doing well. I wish one day I could also get the opportunity to go. So the opportunity came during 2006 World Cup in Germany. Then I got the chance to play for West Ham. So I was prepared. When I went there, I said, no, I'm not going back. I'm here to compete. So whatever will take me to stay, I will stay. It's only hard work. And also, you listen to coaches' advice. You do what they want you to do, because every club has its own plan, game plan. So you can't go there and try to do. If Stoke is playing long balls, Fulham is not long ball team. They are passing ball team. Arsenal is a passing ball team. Stoke, they are direct. So you as a player, you have to understand that, okay, this team that we are going to play, they are direct team. They play long. Arsenal's, yes, passing ball team. West Ham, you can't predict them. They mix it. So you have to understand all this. If you don't understand, you end up sitting in the bench, or even them transfer you to another team. But once you understand the coach philosophy, you are done.
Wow. Wow. Great insight there from John Paintsil, JP4 they call him. Now, there are a lot of, I can mention of Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew, Christian Achu, and a few others who are in the EPL now. How do you see them?
They are doing well. Achu is doing well. Ayew is doing well. Jordan went in. He also improved a lot because he's a youngster coming in. I mean, going to a lot of people were saying things that he can't play. But that boy is talented. Ayew is doing it. He can hit from 40 yards, top angle. Achu has been there for a while now. If those boys wasn't doing well, I don't think they will even entertain them. I know how English football is. Once they see that you can't play, they will frustrate you, they will make you go, they will loan you to European clubs and all that for you to go and build and come back. But while they are still there, that means they are doing well. And to me, they are fantastic players. They are very, very fantastic players, and they are doing well, and they are making us proud. Because whilst they are doing well, the opportunity is also there for some of the Ghanaian players who want to go there to play. Because if they went there and then, like, performance-wise, not good, they're shaking, I don't think they will look down here and then come to Ghana and pick players to go and play there. Because those boys are doing well, so they've created a lot of opportunities. The door, it's open now for every Ghanaian who have international caps to qualify to play there. Because it's not easy to play in Premiership.
You heard it. It's not easy at all to play in the EPL. You heard it from John Paintsil live on SVTV Africa. Someone said, I was once a Kotoko supporter, but I played for Hearts of Oak. Even though when you were playing for West Ham and Fulham, which team were you supporting in England?
Somebody I've never supported a club, never support any team. The team that I support is my current team. When I was playing for West Ham, I was supporting West Ham. Moving to Fulham, I was supporting Fulham. Moving to Leicester, I was supporting Leicester. So now that I'm not there, I'm not supporting any team. I'm just watching them, just like to enjoy good football, to see good people moving around, learning different skills from other players, seeing people speed on the ball and all that. I enjoy watching it, but I've never supported a team.
Wow. You have mentioned a lot of things that you have learned from in England that we can use that to help develop our league. Apart from on the pitch and managerial issues, do you have any other thing outside the box that can help develop our league?
No, I think for now, like I've said a lot, and if this video goes out, I mean, people who want to learn, who want to listen to me, they will listen and then also do it. And it's going to help our football games in Ghana here. Like I said, you know, especially those my seniors who retired before us, they also have the ideas of bringing the boys together, also coming in to teach the young boys, give back to them so that they will understand football. And when it's one-on-one, what do? When you get to the touchline, you want to cross the ball to the box, and you've seen that there's only one striker. with 4 players, what do? They need to understand all this. In England, player will get to the box, you might think, why did you shoot it? But he will turn and pass it back because it's not on. If it's not on, you don't force it. You start it again. So we as young coaches, the senior...
Hold on, that is very interesting. When it's not on, you don't force it.
When it's not on, it's not on. You don't force it. Like I said, you want to give a cross to the box. You've seen that there's only one striker in the box. When you cross it, the one striker can't get the ball. What do? You have to check back, start again, until you have maybe more 4 or 3. And I know coaches always want 5 players in the box. So if there's no, even 3, you can do it. But 2, you think a 4-back going all the way, maybe 80 or 90 meters to cross the ball, losing, giving to opponent, you have to track back. How do you save your energy? So you need to think about all this. It's all about coaching. The players don't know, but coaches must put it in them. So when they get there, say, it's not on. Check back, start again. Because when you turn the ball, when you don't lose it, nobody's going to score you, but you keep the ball. If it's not on, it's not on.
John Paintsil. Akwanishe washiandi apa now. Live on SVTV Africa, SVTV chat. Now, when you look at yourself, apart from you, during your era, I think you are the only one coaching that have taken it upon yourself to coach now. Stephen Appiah is the technical director of the technical coordinator of the Black Stars, and Gordon Atram is also coaching Olympics now. When you were playing, we in Ghana, we didn't see that kind of I want to coach attitude in you. We saw it in a lot of players. Do you think we have more players during your era that will also come up as coaches?
Yeah, it depends. It's about being a leader. In yourself, you feel like you're a leader. You can command. If you can command on the field, it's easy. You being a coach, it will become easy. It's a natural thing. But for me, I did plan it before it came up. It's not like I stood up and said, okay, no, because I'm retiring, I want to be a coach. No. My purpose of going to South Africa is to go there and finish and become a coach. So now here I am. And there's a lot of my senior colleagues that can also coach. If they want to do it, I think they've got proper skill and also good talks that they can bring the youngsters up. We have to educate the young ones who are coming to understand football. Once they understand football, how to play it, they have the talent. They only need the coaching. Once you coach them, very soon we're all going to see the kind of players Ghana can produce. Yeah.
You were saying you have to be a leader on the pitch. Everybody thought being a leader there, unless you have that armband. We never saw you fighting for captainship in the Black Stars.
No. The armband is just armband there. But there's something that people see that, okay, can see that you're a leader. When you are playing, you look at Dede Ayu, you can look at Ajiman Bedu. Now our current captain, Asamoah Gyan, he can command. Dede can command. Ajiman Bedu can command. And there's Harrison Afu can also command. Such players, John Boy, So these players, look at Ole Lekins, and look at Stephen Appiah, look at John Mensah. So all these boys were leaders. So if you have that thing to command, that you can speak to your teammates, do this, do that, watch your left shoulder, right shoulder, hold it on the ball, hold on the ball, pass it. If you have all this to become a coach, it's easy. But if you are shy, it doesn't mean you can't be a leader. But you also have your way, becoming a team manager, becoming a club director, and all that. So in football, we play and then we learn. We learn from each other. When I see a leader, I know who is a leader. So you're a coach, you want to pick your captain, you should know. So if you don't have that in you, how do you pick your captain? How do you pick your assistant captain? How do you pick your general captain? So become a coach, you have to be a leader.
Live on SVTV Africa, SVTV chat with John Paintsil. Talking about leadership, which you know who you said you can see someone and say this person is a leader because he have that command. That doesn't mean Sule Muntari and Essien did not have that command. That was why the captainship was jumped from them to Asamoah Gyan.
No. Not the fact that they are quiet people and all that. Those people, they are quiet, but they work hard. They work. Essien can work. Sule can work. Sule will pick a ball, free kick. He will just say, "I'm scoring." He will just put it there, and then he will put it there straight away. But captainship, when you talk about captainship, every coach have his own captain. If a coach comes and he said, "Okay, this is the old captain," he will be looking at him. He will be checking. If they link, if they get on, if it's the right person for his team or the way he wants his team to be, he will give him the captain. It doesn't matter. But if you think, okay, no, this blue card is supposed to be the captain, not the white, because he's the leader. At the end of the day, it's on top of his head. Coaches get fired. Players don't get fired. So he have to pick the right people to lead. So if Muntari couldn't get the chance to captain, it doesn't mean there wasn't leaders. There were senior players that people respect them on the field of play. When we went to 2013 Cup of Nations, Gyan was putting the armband as a captain, but Gyan was giving me all the respect as a leader, and I was doing all the command. I was talking to the players, but it doesn't mean I was supposed to be the captain and Gyan. No, Gyan was giving all the respect. All the players were giving the respect, but leaders, we were born with it. Yeah, you don't have to go and force yourself to be a leader. You were born with it. So, like I said, when I see a leader, I know who is a leader.
I asked this question because not too long ago, Prince Tego said, according to the Black Stars, when we are ranking player who's supposed to be a captain, it's based on seniority. So when Stephen Appiah was the captain and then went to John Mensah, then definitely should have gone to Sule Muntari, then Essien before Asamoah Gyan. That was why I asked this question. What do you think about that?
That's his opinion, and my opinion is handbang is nothing. It's nothing. You're a leader. You be a leader on the field. You do what is right to support your teammate. Captain, handbang captain doesn't mean after the team win they are going to pay you extra money, or the team get the same amount. That's one thing I like about Tornado Appiah. In his time, he makes sure that he brings everyone together. No fighting, nothing. We go together. When there's something to discuss, all the players, he makes sure that everybody is there. Even if it's one person missing, he will wait for him to come. So we all understand and then stay in the same block. Because if you don't stick to the plan we had, then there's no team. Players don't play football by team. Like I always say to my players that all of you are players, but I'm building a team. You can be a fantastic player. During the weekend, I can drop you. Why? It's not because you're a superstar or you're not playing well, but you don't fit to the plan. You need to stick to my plan. So Appiah play a very good impact. So I'm not surprised with his current position that he had. Yeah, but yeah, that's Tego's opinion, which you can't say no, he can't say it, but that's how he understands it. My understanding is coaches pick their own captains, so one must not have problem with that.
89 caps for the senior national soccer team. Was there backbiting in the team?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like I said, Appiah won't allow that to happen. We put Ghana in the world map in terms of football. We qualified to 2006 World Cup before every country did because we were united. Nobody can come between us. Even our big bosses from FA, that time was Fred Papo, Nantechi, they were understanding what we are trying to do. Because we said we must qualify. It's compulsory. It's must. So we were there for each other. Nobody go here and say, cho 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 cho. No, there wasn't such thing. We were together, we prayed together, we joke, and I used to make Stephen laugh all the time, you know, because when you're doing something and somebody's laughing, that person like what you're doing. So if I'm sharing jokes, and then you're sitting down looking at me, that means I don't know what I'm doing. I will stop. But once start doing this, all of us will start laughing, or smiling, all that. But it was fun.
SVTV chat with John Paintsil. I hope you are sending your messages, and we are going to ask him a lot of questions. Keep sending it, and when the time gets for us to read, we'll read it to him. Now, when you sat back and heard we were not able to qualify to this year's World Cup, how did you feel?
Well, I feel a bit disappointed, especially when Egypt went for almost 3 years without coming to the football scene, and Ghana was still dominating and all that. Then they came in and they snatched it from us. But also, you must understand, it's football. Football can make you grow. Football can make you become a little baby. So we understand football, and we know that there's going to be a turning point, that we're going to turn the table around very soon. We have African Cup of Nations coming next year. We can use that to bring ourselves together, and we have what it takes to win that cup. We have intelligent players, a lot of players. We only need to bring them together and form a strong team. And I believe that they can do it, because those players there, they are not happy that they are not going to the World Cup, because they believe that this is going to be our 4th time, and this is the time that Ghana is supposed to see themselves going to semi-final, because we've been there last 16, quarter-final. So this time, we're looking forward to like being semi-final or final. But this is football. We have to go and reshuffle, rebuild, and then come back. But 2019, it's must-win cup.
You said this earlier on, that we must win the 2019 AFCON. Looking at the crop of players we have, do you think we can do that?
We can. We can. And then even when you look at the now Black Stars technical bench, Tanko, Apia, Maxwell Kunedu, and we have the head coach, Kwesi Apia. I don't think we will go wrong, because these are the people that have served the nation before. They've played, they know what it takes and how it takes to win matches. And then I have strong confidence in them. I believe that they will make it easy. Why people are thinking that they can't make it, they are going to make it easy, because they are experienced people and they are good people.
Good as in?
They are good people. Like I said, you don't have to be good only what you do, but be a better person. And these are the people that they have people trust. They have people trust. Okay, it's not about only coaching or being a manager and all that. Aside from football, no, they are very good people. Yeah.
JP4 live on SVTV chat. You played right full back position for the Black Stars. When you left, it got to a point, Samuel Linkum. It got to a point, Harrison Afo, because sometimes you have to move from the left back and come to the right back now. And currently, as we all know, he started with you guys. I'm talking about Harrison Afo. So gradually, he's growing. Looking at the crop of boys we have now, who do you think? I'll not even restrict it to only number 2 position. The back 4. Who are the boys that on top of your head you think they can hold the fort for Ghana?
Well, now it's up to the coach to pick the back 4. I can't even mention who can be Ghana back 4, because now the coach is yet to pick his players. Who is doing well in this club, who is playing every week, and then whom he think he can help. We have a lot of players. If I'm not lying, we have back 4s about 90 players playing outside. And
where you were specialized at the right back position, who do you think can do that?
Oh, well, as at now, we have Harrison. Harrison has been playing since 2008. And if Harrison is not injured, if Harrison is fit to play, I think he's the right person to be there because, you know, in a team, when a coach have a utility player, it's interesting. It's amazing. A player who can play more than 6 positions. Harrison can play more than 6 positions, which is very good. So currently, as a right back, he will be my number 1 to be there, if only he's fit and is informed to play.
That's right. Live on SVTV Africa, SVTV chat with JP4 John Paintsil. Now let's move on so that let's see some of the messages that are coming so that we see how we deal with them. Effendi, you can see this is a Nigerian name. He says hi. Best Twice says hi. Someone says welcome. Now let's move on to Samson Efriye. John, it's true, but please talk to Ghana FA to put things in right place. Okay, when you were talking about the structure about on the club's chairman, Douglas Amoa, please, may I know his educational background because he speaks good English? Yes, of course. His dad was a policeman. Now, police near okay, let's speak about your educational background.
Okay, yeah, I started from Methodist JSS. Also Mankesim DC, from primary school Mankesim DC, and JSS was Ekropon Methodist. Then senior secondary school was New Jabin College of Commerce in Koforidua.
Right from there, and football came to.
Right from there, football came to me. So I finished my senior secondary school before going to the soccer because my dad always wanted me to at least read and write, so in future I can read and write, understand my contract and all that. But I listened to him, and at least I'll be able to, sometime I'll be able to, express myself and then understand what people, because it's English that will take you everywhere. Yeah. So
at that time when he was keen on you learning, were you active playing for the school team?
Yeah, I captained the school team when I was in SS2, not even SS3. I was junior when I was captaining the school team. Yeah, which Nijakoko, New Jabin College of Commerce in Koforidua.
Do you remember your school anthem?
It's been a long time though.
John Paintsil, JP4. Someone, Emmanuel Special Kwashi says the John Jew man. You like when I can't remember in 2010, everybody was like, "Hey, John Paintsil likes lots of jokes." You know, even after we see the team finish playing, you are here, there, moving like you love jokes. On your leisure time, what do you do?
Before in the national team, I used to joke with the players after game, especially when there's a victory. I will go to everyone's room. I'll bring all of them out. Let's sing, let's dance, and all that, because that was what our captain liked. Tornado up here, he likes that when we sing and start dancing. Then from there, you see it will turn to jokes. Then we start picking one up, bring one out, then we start teasing the other person and all that. And my free time, I love to stay home, watch movies, and also watch my own games that I've played to also polish it and learn from my mistakes. So every game, see myself improving from the other days.
So were you one of the players who crack jokes at camp?
Yes, I was one of them. Samuel Jan too is another one. And then Kojo Asamoah is also a funny guy.
Really, Kojo Asamoah? He's a very quiet guy.
He's a quiet guy. He's a nice guy. Kojo will make you laugh all the time. And also Derek Boateng as well. And sometimes, you know, unexpectedly you'll be there and then you see John Mensah coming on with his own thing. He has his own time to come up with jokes, and that day you will laugh. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Wow. I could see you really enjoyed yourself way back at camp. Who was your best friend who acquired you during the Black Stars time?
I think I was close to everyone, but one particular person that I always work with is John Mensah, because he was my roommate and he always advised me about life and all that. And I always listened to him, and he's a man that believes in God, believes in good things. he walks straight, and he's a straight person, and he's very honest. And I learned a lot from John Mensah. He was very close, and until now we still communicate.
John and John. I have this is Douglas Samoa. He says, I have loved him through his through this interview. Okay. He says thank you. Christella says, John is one player who I love. Big up, John. And Nana Boache Batista says, all the best, JP4. Dariel Shitu says, thanks for serving your motherland. Nicholas Jabba says, watching you live from Dubai. More of him. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Douglas someone says, good. I'm watching you live from USA. Okay, thank you very much for watching us in the United States. Frank Mars also says, good football career. John, what is life about, and what are you doing now with life after football? He says he's coaching now. And then Matthew Ajiman says, please ask him for me. He has he moved from South Africa, and if not, then what is he doing now? I just joined. Okay, if you just joined, he said he's now a coach, coaching one club, one Division 2 club called Vision Explorers. Yeah, in the Division 2 league. You can still send your messages, and he is going to answer any question you ask for you. And now, when you were talking about John Mensah, you said he was God-fearing during your days and even your entire career. Is there juju in football?
To me, there's no juju in football. There's no such thing. If there is, I don't believe there is. Why I'm saying that is when I travel to Europe, I never witnessed such thing. In Europe, even home matches, you stay home 2 hours before kickoff. You have to be in the dressing room. And when you get there, you only pick your jerseys, go for stretching, go for massage if you want to. You look after what you eat, you check your diet. It's only when you are playing home matches. And even some away games within London, you don't camp. But when you're going to Liverpool or Manchester, then you will travel a day before. And you also eat in a hotel. After eating, team meeting, you watch the opponent side, set pieces, look whom you are marking tomorrow. You go back to bed. There's no time to waste or anything. You just go and pray to God that God should give you a better day or a good time on your field of playing. That's all. For me, I don't believe there's juju. Juju can play football.
You heard it right here from JP4. Apart from we calling you JP4, what was your nickname at the in camp?
JP.
We had Ejaku. Was it not your name?
Yeah, Jacko came 2008. It's Stephen Lapia who called me that name. Then everyone picks up because he said I look like a Jacko, I act like him, I share jokes like him, and I was happy to have such name on me. And from there, me and Jacko become friends until date. And Jacko has been there for me everywhere. When I lost my dad, he came with his crew, his band. He played for me for free. My grandmom in Volta region, he came with his car, with his band, everything for free. So, he's like a brother to me. And yeah, so with me, Ejako name, I still have it. And even my team, the team that I'm coaching, I have a boy called Ejako. Fantastic center back. His name is Ejako.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The name Ejako is doing wonders today. Now, you being someone who loves jokes, we heard in the news you slapped someone. What happened?
Slapped? No, I've never slapped anybody.
Really? So those news are false news, says John Paintsil. Ibrahim Misaka says the JP4 is the man I love from day one till now. I still love him. I want to know who ate a lot during his time. Please come again, Ibrahim Isaka. Your message is not quite clear. George Kwachi says, I agree with you, senior player. Ibrahim Isaka says, watching from Serbia. Oh, thanks a lot for watching us from Serbia. Who was the that striker who you said this, I really find it difficult tackling him when through your entire career when you were right full back?
Yeah, he was a midfielder, left sometime right. His name is Park from Manchester United.
JS Park Ji-sung.
Yes, he was the only player that gave me tough time on the line. But apart from that, I'm somebody that when I used to play, my position is my office. Nobody go before me. You can't pass me, because if the ball goes, the man stay with me. If the man goes, the ball stays with me. That was my policy when I used to play. I was very serious player, and I'm still serious.
Wow, interesting. Even though you were an offensive midfielder before you were turned into a defender, someone could have said that striking attitude should be in you even as a defender, because we had a lot of defenders who love to score, but we didn't see you scoring.
Yeah, when I used to play as an attacker, I was scoring all goals from goals for Brekuma San from 3rd division to 1st division. I was the one who was.
I'm talking about a senior career when you were a defender, playing for Fulham, playing for the Black Stars. In fact, 89 caps for the national team. I don't remember any goal. Yeah, and then for Fulham, you hardly score.
Yes, I was a defender, and then I was having my role. Because as a player, when you're going to the field, you have your role to play. Corner kicks, you have where you need to position yourself. Maybe the coach might left you behind with one defender against one striker. So you can't leave that position to go and say, okay, I want to score. What I was doing is to focus on my instructions that the coach have given me. I have to do it perfect. Mine was to defend, not allow a striker or any crosses to my box. But when the opportunity comes, like going one-on-one, get into the box, if I want to take a risk, then I will score. But I was somebody who was not, who was less selfish on the field. Yeah, but defenders sometimes is tough. You could see right full backs don't score goals often, but center backs, they are the big boys. They go in any corner kicks, free kicks, and they get opportunity. But yeah, when I used to strike, I was netting.
JP for you, Bazooka King watching from Italy. Thanks a lot. Ayuba Arati says, please ask him if he would love to play again. I would love to see him play again. Oh, will you play again?
No. Right now, I'm a coach. Yeah, I'm enjoying the new career. Yeah.
Okay, Ayuta Arati, you heard him right. Tommy Lee says, wow. Now, Kwame Atajima says, I'm watching from Bristol City, UK. All right, thanks for watching. Haruna Sise said, who is the best player for him in the world now?
In the world now is Ronaldo.
Not Messi.
It's Ronaldo.
Why Ronaldo?
Yeah, why Ronaldo? Ronaldo can do everything in football. Ronaldo can tackle. Ronaldo can change ball. He can track back. Losing ball, he will change. And he can also go up and down. But you don't see Messi doing that. Messi always want to stay in the pocket, receive the ball, and start moving. But Ronaldo can score. He can tackle. He can run. He can track. That's why I'm saying he's number one.
During your era, which pair in the central heart of defense do you think helped you?
John Mensah and then Kofi Amponsa.
Kofi Amponsa.
Kofi Amponsa. You don't know Kofi Amponsa?
Haruna Sise says, okay, he said, is he okay? All right, we'll take Akosia Mensah Pabi said, I'm watching. And then Matthew Ajiman says, ask him again, is he looking forward to coach in one of the top flight first league teams? Okay, talking about the Premier League in Ghana, which team do you think you can handle if the opportunity comes now as we're speaking?
No, as a coach, you open your arms. Any door that open for you, you have to go in and do well. So I'm open for every club.
Okay, all right. Now, finally, before we leave, who is that? Even though you love Ejako, I'm sure because of Ejako, you love to watch movies and listen to music. who is your best musician and who is your best movie actor?
Movie actor, apart from Jacko, that we all know that I love watching him. I've got Majid, and when it comes to music, I think all goes. I enjoy all the new songs, you know. But one thing I can say is that our boys and then ladies and girls are doing well.
Okay. What you love any musician at all?
I love all of them.
And what is your best favorite music now as we're speaking?
Like I said, all goes.
Ibrahim Isaka, before JP4, I wish one day I will meet you. And which position did he start playing? He was an offensive midfielder who strikes sometimes too. Your guest has said, why did he like wearing a jersey with one short sleeve and the other long sleeve?
That's a good question. Yeah, I had a dream, and that I was playing with one short, one long, and that game I played very well. That was when we were camping in France, preparing for South Africa 2010 World Cup. So when I wake up, I went to Alex Asante, so because he printed the jerseys and all that. So I went to him and I said, I want one shorthand and one long. So he looked at me and he said, why? And I said, that's how I want my jersey to be. So he listened to me and he prepared it. That's why I was playing one hand, one long. I had a dream and then I followed my dream.
Wow. But this is spiritual.
I don't think it's a spiritual. I mean, it's just a dream. Yeah.
So you don't joke with your dreams, I guess?
No. I always follow my dreams, and then I hardly dreamt. So, yeah, once it comes, I take it.
Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Where do you church, and are you active in church?
Yeah, I'm a Catholic. But, you know, footballers sometimes no time to go to church and all that. So it's been a while, I attend. But I pray, and I try to be a better person.
JP4, John Paintsil for you. We finally, before we leave, let's take this batch of messages before we leave. Bazooka King said, I like you, John, especially when you were playing for Fulham. Frank Miles says, John, I remember you very well at Fulham FC, and I realized you had a very good relationship with Roy Hodgson. If I'm not wrong, are you still in contact? Yes, he said so. And then Emmanuel Special Kwashi says, is it true you can dance really well?
No, I can't dance, but I can move.
And are you in relationship with good relation in terms of could you contact Roy Hodgson?
All the time. I spoke to him even last 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm thinking of something.
Oh, okay. Mawan Ango Huja says, please ask him that. Does he agree with Countryman Songo about all that he's saying about the Ghana Football Association?
Well, what I can say is everybody has his own talent. So if somebody has his talent and is working, allow him to work. That's what I can say.
This guy is too deep. Boy, guys, watching you live from Germany. And Kobe Bonsu says, I like to hear that because CR7 is king. All right. We'll wrap it up here, and then your final words to your fans, and then Vision FC. Your final words to those who love the club, and then where you are moving the club from now to where you want it to be. Yeah,
Vision Explorer is a new club. That's you can find us at Oyarifa site, Pantan Village. It's a second division. Fantastic players, and we are still playing Justify. So every day we want to see new players. So whoever is ready to come and experience or trying to join the club is welcome. And also to the supporters, all Ghanaians. I mean, the clubs needs you. Without you guys, they can't go. Without supporters going to the field without seeing the supporter, it's a very hard for the players to play. So we are promising them to bring a good football into our country. We the young coaches who have learned from outside, we are ready to do that. So we need their support. Without them, we can't go. Without them, the team can't play. So let's play hand in hand and support each other. Because when it's well for us in Ghana football, you know what will happen. When Ghana qualified for 3 times World Cup, a lot of people got opportunity to travel outside. Some came, some never. So it started from local. So let's come in hand, big together. I mean, let's think positive for each other, all the clubs. Bring the young boys to the limelight because they deserve better. One must not be selfish, excuse my word, but we love everybody. And then football brings people together. Let this football bring us together. And this 2018, maybe everyone's here. May God bless Ghana. God bless Africa.
You heard this right from JP4, John Paintsil. When he was talking about Kofi Amponsah, I was laughing because I know a good friend of Kofi Amponsah. Salute to you, John, everywhere you are. Kofi Amponsah, former player of Gapoa. My name, Evan Samuelga. You can call me Chief. I'm here with my executive producer, DJ Nyam. You can call him Emmanuel Kwajo. Till we miss another time, SVTV Africa. We're redefining entertainment. Stick with us and make sure you always like our page and share our videos. And then very soon, this video will be on our YouTube channel. Till we meet another time, stay with God.